historic figure the Biden administration should be a little worried about is Chinese President Xi Jinping. He met with Secretary of State Antony Blinken today in Beijing. Here's a photograph from their meeting. Take a look at that. Look at the body language. It's obvious Blinken looks weak and nervous around Xi Jinping. After the meeting, Blinken said the chapter on the Chinese spy balloon, well, it should be closed. Isn't that nice? He also basically gave the Chinese Communist Party a green light to invade Taiwan.
We do not support Taiwan independence. We remain opposed to any unilateral changes to the status quo by either side. We continue to expect the peaceful resolution of cross-strait differences.
Chang, he's an author and senior fellow at the Gatestone Institute, and he joins us now. Welcome, Gordon.
Thank you, Kaylee.
You know, the Biden administration, they have this big international trip. They come back, they're bragging. We got more flights between China and the United States, and we have a working group to talk about fentanyl. Meanwhile, China's committing a genocide against the Uyghurs. They have this aggressive posture towards Taiwan. What did they get out of this?
We got nothing out of this. I mean, an agreement to talk about talking. You know, the Chinese Communist Party, it's behind the fentanyl gangs. It gives them diplomatic support. It launders their profits. You know, the United States should just say, look, stop it, or we're going to impose these costs immediately. Matter of fact, we should have been imposing these costs because China's been killing somewhere between 65 to 70,000 Americans a year with doses of illegal Chinese fentanyl. And yet we're going to talk about this? This is just horrific. You know, I think Biden and Blinken certainly make Neville Chamberlain look like a strong figure in history.
Wow, that is quite a statement. You know, former President Trump, he was on with Bret Baier, and he said, you know, I ended the relationship with Xi. It forced him back to the table. Biden, they're out there bragging that they're bettering relationships with Xi, but Xi won't pick up the phone, won't even talk to him. What language does Xi understand? Xi understands force. He understands superior force, and that's about it. You know, the Biden administration, and particularly the president, thinks if they're meek, they can avoid a war. And Biden, I guess, has been told by Europeans, don't be the American president that starts a war with China. And that's obviously impressed Biden. And Biden thinks that if he is nice to Xi Jinping, there won't be a war. But all he is doing is he's feeding the already inflated ego of Xi Jinping. That's really dangerous. You know, Henry Kissinger is wrong all the time, except a day ago. He was right when he said we are close to war and that war with China is probable. And he's saying that war will occur unless something changes. Well, nothing is changing, Kaylee, and this is one of the most dangerous moments in history. Xi Jinping is committing a genocide against the Uyghurs. I don't think he understands niceties, but that's my guess. Gordon Chang, thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.